Hello everyone. I have been trying to get a T55 Torx for a while now and I can't find them anywhere. So I was supposed to be installing the bed stiffeners first, but that can't happen until I find that Torx bit. So today I'm going to set up the Overland bars with my recovery gear. There's really only two things that are going on the Overland bars. I have traction boards and I have a shovel. Correction, three things. So the tent was a super last minute decision. We happened to find a super good deal on OfferUp and we just had to jump on it. So this wasn't gonna happen this year, but I was super pumped it did. I can't wait to go camping and the wife's really excited to get out as well. As far as everything else in the video you're about to see, as far as the setup of the traction boards and the shovel and stuff like that, this really didn't change anything. I'm gonna have to move the traction boards down a little bit and I'll show you why right now. So you might not be able to tell from this view, but the tent isn't perfectly centered on the bed rack. It needs to shift that way just a little bit, which obviously the traction boards are butted up against it right now. Traction boards will also be used to level the truck out, so chances are when I'm deploying the tent these will be off anyways, but just in case the ground is level, I want to shift these down to where I can remove the cover, unzip everything without actually having to remove those. So these will be shifted down a little bit, but the same system is going to be used for that, so really nothing's changing. And with that, now I'll cover the install of everything else. I have some, I think they're called wrist clamps or straps or whatever for the shovel. That should be pretty easy, but I didn't want to pay $100 for a mount for traction boards because I only paid $80 for the traction boards. So I'm gonna kind of rig up my own mount from stuff that I got from Home Depot. So I'll list everything down that I got down below, but basically what you need is 2 carriage bolts, a plate with some holes drilled in it, 4 nuts or 2 locking nuts, whichever way you prefer to go, and then little T-handle screw top thing. I forget what they're called. Again, I'll list them below so you can do this yourself. All in all, it's like, I think it was $15 to get everything. So it's a lot better. The one thing that I don't like is the plate that I got. I couldn't find something that I really wanted, so this will have to make do for now, but let's get into the install of that. All right, so the first step is to take your carriage bolts. From my setup, they're 5.5 inches long. I feel like that it works out the best for the traction boards with the plate on top with the T-handle, whatever it's called. So I also chose to use 4 nuts instead of 2 locking nuts because I didn't want to sit there and wrench down on a locking nut for 5.5 inches of bolt. So once those are in, you can actually just put your traction boards on. All right, now that the boards are on, I'm gonna take these plates that I painted black, lay them over the top, and then take my little T-screw things and tighten them down. shovel I'm gonna put on the passenger side. The reason I did that is because I didn't want the boards here and add to the blind spot. So I figured the shovel will be kind of not as in my way. And the traction boards on the driver's side wouldn't really be that much of an interference either. I have blind spot monitoring, but all the same, I don't want to rely on stuff like that. So, so I just have these little quick fists, is what they're called, that will, they just tie it around like that, and they'll mount right there to my thing. So we'll mount that real quick and put my shovel up, and then we're good to go. So originally I had them mounted at the bottom hole. I found out that that puts the shovel too low and it hits the bed, and it also doesn't space out the mounting points enough, because my shovel's not that long. So I'm going to put them on this one instead, which will allow me, you know, to move it in or out, as well as pick it up a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. So there we go, there's my Overland bar setup for now. I just have the traction boards and shovel, but I'll be adding to that slowly. I'll be adding to it slowly over time, and you can watch my setup kind of progress as I find the need for different things. Anyways, I hope that helped some of you guys out. I think this is it turned out pretty well, honestly, this mount for the traction boards, without having to spend $100 on it. Saved $85 doing it this way. I think it turned out really well. You know, it's not, you can't secure it or lock it, but that's not a concern of mine, because I don't plan on having this stuff on my truck at all times. I'm just gonna put it on when I go off-roading and take it off as soon as I get back. So if you're in the same boat, this would be a perfect perfect solution for you as well. Also, the quick fists, they were, I think, $10 on Amazon for the pair. You just have to get some hardware for it. But those are pretty sweet. I like those a lot. Anyways, if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.